Hello and welcome. We are the Henka Boys. I'm James and this is Sean.
Hello there.
Today we're doing a slightly different kind of format. This is the Henka Boys Movie Night, where we basically take a look at some of our favourite films or TV series over history and break them down. And we'll usually do that with a guest. And today, Sean, would you like to introduce our guest?
I would love to introduce our guest. This is a man we've been both privileged to know for quite some time now, and we think, especially on today's topic, his input will be invaluable. Wouldn't you say, James? Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a man that we know.
We know him at least a bit. Yeah, let's give it up for Kieran Murray.
Should we do a round of applause?
Yeah. I do not feel like I can live up to that introduction, but
no, most people can't live up to our introductions.
That was well more than I deserved.
we are the hype men of hype men.
Yeah, we are.
Very good.
Now,
I feel like I should be giving you a round of applause.
Even though this isn't a usual episode of the Henka Boys, this is a movie night, it is still mandatory that we remain drunk throughout.
Of course.
So, as our guest, Kieran, what are you drinking today? We'll do you first.
Apart from the few beers I've had before this, but I'm drinking a classic Pinot Grigio wine from 2019, obviously, because I'm cheap.
Okay, yeah. Pinot Grigio.
Yeah, I've said it wrong, yeah. I don't know how to describe it because I'm not a major wine drinker, as you know. This is actually my third bottle of wine that I've drank.
Third ever?
That I've purchased myself. I've only recently started drinking wine.
Okay.
Which from Australia.
Right.
It's made from grape.
Really? Yeah, that's good.
And if I was to describe it, it would be a delightful tropical fruit of flavours and aromas of apricot and pear.
Is that because you're reading it off the back of the bottle?
No, that's all.
Okay.
That's well described.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Sean?
It's very nice anyway.
Oh yeah. So another thing we do on the podcast, Kieran, you might not be aware, having never listened to it.
I may have listened to it.
We like to say how much we spent on the wine and then give it a rating out of 10 based on the price.
Okay. Well, I spent $7.99 on this bottle. Considering what I normally drink, and this is my third bottle of wine, and I'd say this is my favourite so far after drinking Shiraz, which was my second favourite, which I also enjoyed, and my other one, which was Chardonnay, which I didn't really enjoy, but obviously I stomached it because it's alcohol at the end of the day. I'd say out of them three, it's definitely the best one, so 7 out of 10. I feel like it could be better. Yeah, I feel like it could be better, but I feel like I'm still yet to get up there with the better wines.
That's pretty good. All right, Sean, what are you drinking today?
Today, I'm drinking a Pinot Noir. The brand is going to be butchered. Sorry, French listeners. I think it's Bouchard Onye et Fille, or Fees, something like that. Anyway.
Okay. So from Burgundy?
It might be.
Southern France.
I wouldn't know how to check. It doesn't seem to say.
We don't know.
On the label, we don't know. It's pretty standard. It's not terribly exciting. It has got a very nice aroma, sort of blackcurrant, blackberry sort of aroma, I'd say. I'm not sure it comes through as much in the taste, but it's I'm pleased with it. Not a massive fan of Pinot Noir per se, but I'm enjoying it.
Oof, that's sacrilege there. What would you rate it out of 10 then?
Well, I think I beat Kieran by a penny because this cost £8. I'm pretty sure it wasn't $7.99. I think it was actually £8.
Breaking the bank.
Yeah. That would be really boring and give it a 7 as well.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
See, for me, it gets an extra point from being an upgrade in Astronauts.
Yes, yes, of course. Leon Chameleon, of course, for those viewers out there who play Awesome Noughts. If you
If
do,
literally
please,
one person understood that reference,
please get in touch because you're a guest on this show.
you will
if
be
you
on this
understood that reference.
podcast within a week.
You can take my
Yes.
position.
Yeah.
Yeah. James, finishing off the triumvirate of wine drinking fellows. What have you got?
I have a bottle of Fiano from Italy,
Okay.
from Sicily.
Ah.
Yeah, it is made by Planeta, and it is called Cometa. So a little bit of rhyming going on
Planeta
there.
Cometa.
Planeta Cometa, a Sicilian Fiano from 2017. It's very kind of tropical, very light.
Mango and coconut flavors coming through.
Coconut, not so much. No. I'm getting sort of mango, melon, passion fruit, maybe a little bit of lychee, that kind of thing.
Does coconut go in wine?
It can taste of coconut, but it's usually a sign of oaking.
Oh, right, okay. That's bad. I'm taking it.
No, it's good in some styles of wine, but not necessarily in a Fiano.
Well, I would like a coconut flavored wine.
Well,
Then I'm obsessed with coconuts. So.
Well, find yourself a nice wine made with new American oak. Could get there.
Okay.
I spent about £25 on this bottle.
Always such a show off. You spend more in 1 week than I do over a month.
I spend a
but you get a big
ridiculous
discount.
amount. I do get a big discount, yeah. And I think I'd rate this wine purely for symmetrical reasons a 7 out of 10.
Oh, we need to be more
jackpot.
controversial than this. We are controversial. Don't forget that.
Well, but I can't really rate it because it is on my third bottle, so I'm not really sure what to go off.
You have very little to compare it to. Yeah. We're not blaming you here, Kieran. We're blaming.
Yeah. I feel like you
someone
two are
else.
being a bit bland. I think you two are both less than 7s right now.
Right, I'll
to be honest.
downgrade it to 3. No, I can't do that. I can't do that to this brand.
Awesome.
I hope will sponsor us one day, but obviously won't.
No.
Yeah.
So what we do next, Kieran, is we do a drunk rating.
Yeah.
Again.
There are a couple of tests you can do if you're not entirely sure. There's the stand-up test, where you try to attempt to stand up. There's the spin round in circles test.
I don't think either of us have employed that yet.
I was going to say, have these been tested on your podcast before?
We've done the stand-up.
The stand-up. We're stand-up guys, so we've tried that.
Sure you are.
So how drunk out of 10 do you think you are, Kieran?
It's quite difficult to tell. I had a big dinner, but I have had a lot to drink today. I've been drinking for a few hours now. I'd say I don't want to. I was going to say 7 out of 10.
Okay, no, that's fine.
We won't judge
because I can still control myself. But
could you
quite
drive?
Tipsy. I could
not that
drive,
we're
no.
recommending.
No, I would not
driving.
drive. No.
Please do not drive if you are under the influence of alcohol.
No, I would say that I can drive, but I won't. So if that's an indication of how drunk I am, then
again, we do not recommend driving whilst under the influence of any alcohol.
So you're sticking with a 7?
So I'll go with 6, just to change.
Okay.
6.5.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I guess that's freed up a 7 for me then, so we're not all the same. Because I was also going to say 7.
I've already gone through a glass, if that indicates as well.
You'll be climbing. No, I'm not. I'm not as drunk as a 7. Who am I kidding? Gonna go for 6. Gonna go for a 6 today.
Copying me now, yeah.
Okay. Now I could go for symmetry again. I go for a 6 here, but I don't think I can.
But 3 6s are too dangerous, aren't they? We might invoke something.
There are all kinds of demons waiting out there, Sean, for people like us to speak the magic words to bring them into existence. And I'm not going to be part of that. So I think I'm going to say I'm a 5 today. I did drink some banana liqueurs before we got here, but the wine bottle is quite full still.
What was in the banana liqueur? Just plain.
Literally, I think vodka and banana juice. I'm not sure.
Anything with vodka, as you know, I'll rate.
It was only 17%. Though, interesting.
I will also say that this wine is going up to an 8 as the more I drink it.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that's that segment complete. So
today we've actually left our viewers in complete. Like they don't know what's going on.
They're completely in the dark. Yeah, they know this is a movie night.
Yeah.
But what are we talking about? Well, we've brought Kieran on for a reason. Kieran's
and it's not because of the bride.
It's not. No. Kieran, what is your favourite comedy show of the last?
I thought it was a drama show. Actually,
years?
It's I haven't been alive 50 years, so it's not that long.
Okay.
Well, I thought it was a drama, not a comedy.
Okay. Well, what's your favourite drama show?
Well, it is the show. My favourite comedy show is Monty Python's Flying Circus. I nearly forgot it. Then I was going to say Monty Python's Flying Circus. I was going to say the films, but yeah, Monty Python's Flying Circus.
What a coincidence!
3 times.
That's my favourite series too, James.
Wow, that's easily in my top 3 as well.
Excellent.
Well, let's definitely talk about that. So what we're going to be doing is basically watching a few Monty Python sketches. We'll let you know what we're watching. So maybe you can watch along with us if you're bothered. And we're just going to be basically talking about what occurs within them, having a little laugh. It's going to be quite an informal sort of session, I think.
I'm just here for the laugh, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's no serious sumo talk in this.
I'm happy to watch it again at any time.
We may mention sumo at some point, though. It's like sumo Tourette's.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about it enough.
We just can't help it. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, what are we going to watch first?
I think, as the guest, Kieran should start us off. What would you like us to watch, Kieran?
Well, I've been told not to be too mainstream, so I'll go with one that I don't think is too out there. I don't think many people know. So the Dirty Fork is one of my favourite ones. So
okay.
We're going to watch Monty Python, The Dirty Fork. The version that we found is 5 minutes and 5 seconds long. So if listeners at home want to watch as well, then they can watch that now. And then after we've watched it, we're going to have a discussion about it. So we'll see you then. Okay, so we're done watching The Dirty Fork. Hopefully everyone at home has finished watching it as well. If not, just pause us and have a watch. Unless you're out jogging, in which case you probably can't do that. Right.
Or driving.
Or driving, yeah. Don't drive and watch Monty Python sketches. That's probably just as bad as drinking. Right, Kieran, why did you choose it?
It's just so random at the same time as just hilarious. Just the hilarity of the whole thing just escalating so fast.
Yeah,
it makes it a perfect sketch for me.
Did you enjoy it as much as you thought you would?
Well, I've already watched it like 5 times so far, so yeah, it still made me laugh. Yeah, and you still notice new things as you watch it more.
That's true, yeah. I think Sean noticed potentially a small error in the sketch.
Yes, I hate to complain, but right at the start, the glass that the lady has is almost empty of wine. And then a bit towards the middle, it has a little bit more in it. And then towards the end, it goes back down again.
Maybe it's just a fast drinker.
And the position of the glass moves in between a couple of the angles towards the end of the scene. And it doesn't show you moving it. So I think it's an error. But I'm just showing off that I'm observant, basically. It doesn't spoil my enjoyment.
You could just watch anyone in the background and the switch at the same time as well.
That's completely ruined my enjoyment of the sketch forever.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes to show, though, it isn't filmed in order, and what we're seeing is different chunks.
What did you think it was filmed in order?
No, but it goes to show the skill of the performers that they're able to sort of jump back into it without having the build-up.
Oh, yes, what you're saying. Yeah, so that makes sense.
I'm also impressed. I was watching the people in the background, they've got to just sit there and act normal, and none of them flinch. They're just pretending to have their conversations, carrying on as normal, while the chaos happens around them.
You have experience doing that, though, don't you?
Yeah,
Sitting in the background doing that.
It's part of the charm of the sketch as well, that no one else cares that this is happening.
But I think Kieran was pointing out that you, Sean, personally, maybe have a little bit of experience sitting in the background of a feature film doing nothing.
It's not quite that.
That was what was happening, yeah. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay, was it? Okay, yes. I have done a tiny bit of extra work.
As a homeless man, yes.
As a homeless man, yes.
Did you get distracted by what was going on?
No, there wasn't many other people around. But anyway, people don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, segue in.
Sorry, it was embarrassed you.
I'm also I really like the artwork around the restaurant. There's abstract sort of art and some pencil drawings behind them. Okay, I tried to look at everything that wasn't going on because I've obviously seen the sketch a lot.
Right.
I did have a question during the sketch that I thought of. Based on the glasses that they have on the table, could you tell what wine or drinks they're going to be drinking?
Well,
It is interesting because she has a drink, but he doesn't through all of it. It's some sort of aperitif, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe he's just drank his. He's a fast drinker.
Who knows? Who knows?
We don't know. He doesn't even have an empty glass.
Tell what drink it is based off the glass shape.
Well, you can, but I don't know. There are definitely certain glasses for certain types of wine if you want to get that into it. But
I feel we should get back on track. So
reviewing
these sketches.
I'd like to mention my favourite part of the sketch, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Which is the sudden sort of smash cut to John Cleese as a chef standing there, looking very
cracking
angry.
Character in
the
it.
First thing out of his mouth is, "You bloody bastard!" I believe.
Yeah. You see everyone else approach, but he's menacing.
He's just there. Yeah.
Comes up out of nowhere as well.
What's your favourite part, Kieran?
So my favourite part is when John Cleese just comes up and he slams his cleaver down on the table, and he just goes off on one and has his flashback moments, or he's trying to hold himself in and starts going completely mental. And then it just completely just finishes it all off with Terry just diving on his back off a customer's table.
Yeah.
The customers don't seem to care either.
On the Henka Boys, we do love a bit of wrestling.
Yeah. Would you say it's sumo-esque?
I don't think it's technically contained within the rules of sumo, no.
I don't think many sumo wrestlers get tackled from behind.
Off tables?
Quite an unusual.
Is it against the rules, though, or is it just a...
I don't think so. If you don't turn round, I guess you've just been a bit slow, haven't you?
Sure.
I guess they often get pushed out from behind after a sneaky Henka. That doesn't quite count, does it?
A +1 moment is also the punchline at the end, which does wrap the whole scene up nicely.
Yeah. It's very...
Give us a rendition of that.
British stiff upper lip as well, isn't it?
Oh, the last scene.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Does round everything up really nice.
What was your favourite moment, Sean?
It's not very exciting. It's when Michael Palin's character first enters, and he just sort of glides through the restaurant as if he's really calm, cool, and collected. It's like he's not walking, and then within seconds, he's just a wreck. As soon as he sees the fork.
Very much of the Fukushima nuclear reactor meltdown.
Yes, maybe. So Kieran, we're all going to give each of these sketches a rating out of 9. No, out of 10, of course. And so we'll kick us off, Kieran. What will you give the Dirty Fork out of 10?
So I'm not going to give it a 10 because it's not my all-time favourite, but that's too mainstream. So I'll give it a 9.
A 9. Wow, you
Yeah.
really love this sketch.
I do
don't
love
you?
this sketch. It's perfect for me.
Okay. I feel 9 may be a bit too high. It's obviously great, but I think I prefer lots more, and they wouldn't all get 10s. So I'm I'm gonna give it a 7 because
Wow.
I'm so uncontroversial,
Well,
and
I'm actually
I'm becoming more and more obsessed with this number as the
yes.
evening goes on.
Yeah.
7.
Right. I hate the way that seven's become such a normalized figure on this podcast. So I'm going to actually give the sketch a 7.
Okay.
I do think it was really good, but you know, I think there are definitely better Monty Python sketches out there.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on.
Yeah.
Sean, I think you've selected a sketch for us to watch.
I have selected a sketch for us to watch. It's quite an obscure one, and I'm not entirely sure what the name of it is, but the version we've got here is called Johann Gamble Putty.
Yes,
Very good.
So if you listeners out there want to watch it as well, we're all going to watch it, and we'll be back before you know it because there'll be an edit, and James will probably just start speaking immediately after this.
we've just finished watching the sketch, tenuously titled, possibly, we don't know, Johann Gamble Putty. Kieran, thoughts?
For me, it's just a more impressive sketch than hilarious. Obviously, the end of it is just typical Monty Python silliness, which is what makes it great. But yeah, it's just more impressive than anything.
Impressive in what way?
The fact, well, especially at the start, the fact that he says it twice while it's panning in on him. With Graham, the camera's panning in on him, he says it the whole thing twice, and he doesn't. Well, he flinches like probably once, where he says one word twice. It's very, very impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, the episode as a whole, for me, is not hilarious. It's just more impressive than silly towards the end, which is in typical Monty Python fashion.
Yeah, fair enough. And what would you rate it out of 10?
I'd rate it a 6.
A 6.
That's still quite high.
Yeah, but I would only say a 6 because of how impressive it is.
Okay.
That's 1 point under the Henka Boys average of 7.
Yeah, well, today it is, I think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rate them too low because I love them all, really. But that was one of the lower ones for me, anyway.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, like this isn't a well-known sketch, and I'm hoping I will spread awareness of this sketch. But the first time I saw it, I had no idea what to expect, and I was just shocked. It's like shock/cringe comedy rather than laugh out loud. Just like, no, then they couldn't possibly read it out again. And every time you think that, they just read it out again and again and again and again. And by the end, you're just like, oh, just get on with it. And I suppose that is the idea, that it's like trying to make you stressed.
Yeah.
And they especially Cleese and Graham Chapman read it out so deadpan and perfectly each time. Even if they're reading it off of like a big board, it's still impressive that they managed to not make any mistakes. So again, it's good because it's you're just shocked that they managed to do it, basically. And the fact that we all know German names are long, and they're making fun out of that. And like a few of the words we've got in there are German words. Some of them are made up sounds, but they say "Good evening, little one" at one point in the middle of his name and stuff like that. You know, so.
Well, I think my favourite part of the entire sketch was when the old guy was saying the name at an incredibly slow pace, akin to Treebeard from Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
And John Cleese's face throughout that segment just captured me.
The desperation mixed with boredom.
He's got this sort of bored and sort of expectant look on his face, but yeah, it's great. And so what would you give it out of 10, Sean? I mean, you picked it, so presumably...
I did pick it. I'm not like, this isn't clearly my favourite sketch, but one day I do hope to be able to memorise Johann Gamble Putty Devon Ausfern Splenden Schlitter Kass
That should be like a challenge to the end of the
Digger
Henka Boys
Dangle,
series.
Dangle, etc. That's a good idea. We'll revisit this in about 6 months, and hopefully I can do it all from memory. That will be
I'd
a
be impressed if
lifetime
you could.
achievement for me. Well,
Be forever impressed with you.
I only live to impress you, Kieran, as you know.
Yeah. And of course, if you can't, you will be forever stripped of your title as co-host of the.
I will.
Henka
I'll be
Boys.
replaced.
Yeah,
If I fail, I'll be replaced, Kieran. So there is something serious at stake here.
There is, yeah.
But
replaced by who? I don't know. But
no, we don't know. If only there was someone else who'd had experience on our podcast, but there's just no one I can think of.
No one.
Yeah. So anyway, a rating. I'm going to stay relatively neutral here, flying under the radar with a sneaky 7.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Not had that one yet today.
No.
Okay, I think I'd rate it. Hold on to the seat of your pants, ladies and gentlemen.
You better not do what you're about to do, James.
Well, I'm rating it a 7 out of 10.
Oh,
well, you've not even described it yet. Oh,
this isn't even a joke anymore. This is just tedious repetition.
Yeah, it feels like a 7's a nice spot.
Maybe people should stop picking 7 out of 10 sketches. And
I feel like I should have had that bottle of Chardonnay, so I could easily have like a 3.
Wow. Harsh words from Kieran there about the most popular white wine in history.
Yeah.
So, moving on, I think I've got a sketch that I've picked, have I? Oh, yes, I have. It's Confuse a Cat. Yeah, so we're going to watch Confuse a Cat in Monty Python's Flying Circus. The sketch is 7 minutes and 10 seconds long, so we'll be back much later. Although in your timeline, we'll be back almost instantly. Goodbye.
Wow, we got a time machine.
We do. So we just watched Confuse a Cat. Thoughts, Kieran?
Oh, he's pouring himself another drink.
He sure is.
It's
still pouring.
That's a big glass, Kieran.
Yeah.
It's nearly full. But,
Okay.
So that is actually one of the fewest episodes I watched. I watched it a couple of times, and actually, it brings a lot of joy to see it again because it's not one of the ones you see really often, and it is actually brilliant. Especially, I say it starts off very, very strong. Probably one of the funniest, which is the bit I really like about it. Especially the walking in and just implying that he is a vet, and asking him to take a seat, and then you have Terry shushing Michael every time. If it is Michael, I don't know. Or it could be Eric. I can't remember which one it is.
It is Michael, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I thought it might have them.
I found that really annoying. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I found that hilarious. Just like he's going to ask the same question anyway. Just shh. It's just very, very, very strong start. I do really rate that one. And I honestly forgot about that one. I've not watched it a lot.
Yeah, me either, which is kind of why I picked it. I've only seen it maybe
but it is
twice
a very good
before.
one.
Yeah. What would you give it out of 10?
Honestly, I'd give that one an 8. But after seeing that one, I find it just as funny as the dirty Fort one. So I'd like to change my dirty Fort one to an 8 as well because there is ones I do prefer more.
So
but I would rate it.
Retroactively changing your own pick from.
Because we have the rules for this.
I was mostly going off the fact that there is only a couple more that I find more funny than them, but which I'm not allowed to.
I'm just going to check the rule book, Kieran.
Yeah. If not, then I have to put it a 9. But that means the 10's the only.
No, it's allowed. It's allowed.
Yeah, and I changed the other one to an 8 as well because there are ones that I find more funny, but I don't want to be too many that I find like a 9 or a 10.
Okay.
So I'd give that one an 8 as well.
Wow.
Personally, I think the sketch is a sketch of 2 parts.
Yeah.
You have the initial entrance by the vet, and then you have the utter nonsense. In
typical
the
Monty Python style.
Yeah. I prefer the first half. The second half is just completely random, but that's part of the charm, you know. I'd give this sketch an 8 out of 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, Sean.
As you say, this sketch has many parts, which it is quite long.
2 at least, yes.
Yeah, I'd say 3. Like even the bit in the middle with the guys getting out of the van could just be a sketch on its own, and then the chaos on the stage at the end. But it really sums up Monty Python, and also I love the cat aspect of it, because we all know how difficult it is to confuse a cat, or any animal. I think about this a lot, you know, like when animals are watching humans do strange things. How do they process that? Do they view it as strange? Are they confused? And this sketch describes that perfectly, because this cat probably is watching all this chaos and actually isn't that confused by it, which is part of the subtle contradiction behind the sketch. Which
my cat is rarely confused. My cat, however, she is almost always alarmed. I think you could do almost anything, no matter how innocuous it is, and she would in some way find it alarming.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, even just entering the room, that's quite alarming to her. She never expects it. But it happens frequently throughout the day.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope your cat is working through these issues.
She is. She's talking to a very good feline psychologist currently.
Is that a psychologist that is a cat, or a psychologist that deals in cats?
It's both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. So what would you rate it out of 10, Sean? We've got 2 8s so far.
2 8s. Well,
above the average of 7.
I think I'm going to have to. The problem with rating Monty Python sketches is they're all so great. You wonder what you're going to. The problem, you don't want to go too high, because then you think of all the others that you love as well.
Yeah, the scale. The
that's
one,
why I've changed
one
mine.
on the scale is still a very good scale.
I don't even think there is a 1 for me. I think my lowest is about a 4.
That's a bit. But we're getting into issues of how they're being graded. But
just because maybe it's more by
default. I'm going to go.
So much.
Do I prefer this to the last 2, which I both?
Right.
I gave a 7 to, I think. So based on that, I think I will have to give it an 8.
Wow. So this is the first triple 8 rated sketch.
Yeah, It was a very good sketch. I didn't expect to be beaten.
Wow.
Drew.
Yeah.
With my original one.
I also I want to mention that I love the couple. They're just played so perfectly, and the fact that they believe with such naivety, the general and the vet talking to them. That is, for me, the funniest part of the sketch. The sort of underlying trust that the cat owners have in authority.
The funniest
basically
part for me, I think, is just the cat confusers acting as if they're part of a branch of the army.
Before the show gets set up.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it, and it's great. I love it. So I think Kieran, our guest, Mr. Kieran, as I will now refer to him as, has chosen a few extras.
Well, actually, I do want to point out that now that my vote is changed, I did have ones that weren't my favourite, but I really loved. Now that it's changed to an 8, I did actually want to put one of my favourite sketches in my top 3. I don't know if I always said top 3, but this is definitely my top 3 funniest sketches. I want to change it to that. It's a short one.
Viewers, we apologise for any incoherence.
Yeah, it is a change.
He has drunk a lot.
It is a change, but no, this is my legit top 3 favourite ones. And this is the only one, I'll have you know, that isn't in films.
Oh.
Okay.
Yep. Well, I've linked it to you, and it is. And now for
he
something
did.
completely different. The
He's
fruit sketch. The fruit sketch.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. I didn't want to use one of these ones because I was apparently told I'm not allowed to be too mainstream.
And we are anything but mainstream.
But-
A rule I think that was self-enforced by Mr. Kieran himself.
I don't think that I'm allowed to say my other ones, but I won't. So I won't.
No,
but
you won't.
okay.
Well, let's watch Monty Python, and now for something completely different, fruit sketch.
I think they're all completely different, actually. But
We'll be back momentarily. All right, we've just finished watching the fresh fruit sketch.
defense against the fruit.
Yeah, defense against fresh fruit.
Dark fruits.
Dark fruits. I was going to say dark, and then I realised I was watching Harry Potter.
So, Kieran, you chose that sketch. So we'll start with Sean.
Yeah,
Sean.
that makes sense.
Yep. How did that resonate with you?
I love it. Again, Cleese is so good at this sort of character, and he feels so passionate about these different fruits, and that really comes across, in quite a serious way, actually. I love the idea that such a class would exist and somehow keep running, even though there's no. How have these people survived previous weeks? These are the questions I'm asking myself.
The people in the sketch.
Yeah, because
I'm guessing that there's very little that you'll ever get attacked by fruits, which is why that they're trying to learn. This is why the guy's always going on about pointed sticks.
Yeah.
I think it's just a general defense class.
If he keeps killing them each week,
I'd like to imagine he's just a
maniac.
Yeah, he's been teaching them how to defend themselves against fruits normally for a while, but today he came into work with a newfound vigor, and he's just decided he's going to kill everyone.
See, my take on the story is that he's just a maniac that likes to attack people for fruit, and he likes being attacked by 16-ton weights, tigers, and guns, and he's the one attacking with the fruits.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of a fetish, maybe.
Yeah. He already has the banana on standby.
That's true. He had the banana with him.
Yeah.
I don't know many
and the
raspberries, the dark fruits teachers that have bananas in their offices.
Raspberries, apricots, all the other fruits that he already had on standby.
And he's so obsessed with fruit, he gets everyone's name wrong, calls them Mr. Apricot or Mr. Cinnamon.
I did not notice that. Is that actually happens?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I did not notice that. Too busy being amazed by John Cleese's character.
Yeah, he's just a fruit maniac, I think. Like, he's got the sergeant stripes on, so I guess that this is his job. But he's not doing it properly because,
or he's a disgraced sergeant.
Yeah, he's got some mental condition involving fruit.
Seems to be a running gimmick with the Monty Python sketches that they're all mentally ill.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
There are many people in Monty Python sketches.
One of my favourite ones is a mentally ill racist. Which I won't talk about because we don't have time, apparently.
Oh, yes, the upper class twit of the year. Let's just give it a name drop and move on.
Well, I was more talking about the silly races.
Oh, right, okay. Oh,
but yeah, that is another one. Carry on.
Anyway, my rating of this episode, I think they're getting better, or maybe I'm getting drunker, or a combination of the two.
No, this was definitely the best, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's a combination.
I feel like James's ruined my order. I was going down in order, and then James ruined it.
But I feel like I'm going to have to give this a 9 if I gave the last one an 8.
Okay, a 9 out of 10. And Kieran, what would you rate it?
See, it's in my top 3, and I always said that my favourite 2 are 10, and it's my favourite third, so it would be a 9 as well.
I'm gonna have to break the seal on this and rate it a 10 out of 10.
Ooh,
really?
Yeah.
You don't think Python gets any better out of this?
I think this is Python at its best.
It doesn't get much better, in my opinion. So I'd agree with James, but
yeah. I mean, if we were giving half marks, I'd probably give this a 9.5, but we aren't. So
I was hovering at an 8.5 if we were giving half marks.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I was rating off the fact that there's not really terrible ones, and this is just like top in a load of amazing ones. So it's like really hard to get above that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for picking that one, Kieran. You've made my day, my week, possibly my year. we'll find out.
Well,
If
there's
this is
better ones if
indeed
you
the
want to make your
highlight of my
year.
year, then we'll know the year has gone horribly for me.
Badly, yeah.
Well,
Your
so far,
Alice
I'm guessing it is the
Horribilis.
highlight of the year.
Oh, yeah, this has definitely been the highlight of the year, yeah. Unfortunately.
Did you open a can of Stella there, by any
No.
chance, Kieran?
Nope.
Okay.
Can we identify the can that has been opened?
It was definitely kind of stellar.
It was. Okay.
Yeah. I will point
I've
out,
got a good
I'm
ear
not
for these
I'm not a
things.
chav, or per se. It's just because it was the strongest on offer that was the cheapest at the same time.
Okay.
That Amazon would deliver on the Prime Now service.
Any-
No name drop there.
Any intelligent thinking man's alcohol decision based entirely on...
I do normally drink vodka, I'll point out.
Yes. By this time, how much would you have drunk, roughly?
Since I started drinking, which
Yeah.
was no particular time, 7 cans of Stella and a bottle of wine. It's not a lot, really.
We should
No,
probably point
I'm
out
gonna-
here that
yeah.
Kieran he has an alcohol tolerance that, would you say, by far outstrips our own?
Yes.
I don't want to just make alcoholism look good, so it's not good, so just don't talk about it, really.
No. But by this point, normally you'd have had at least half a litre of vodka,
I
right?
don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I usually drink about, I would have had half a litre of vodka.
It's just standard drink of the night, isn't it? You know, come in, want a quick relax. What's it going to be, Kieran? Half
Is
a
the
litre of
go-to
vodka.
drink, yes. And half a litre just happens to be the measurement that I end up being during the night.
Yeah.
It's just a look, really, thing. Not because that's what
It's
my
a
goal
look.
is.
It's a good look on you.
No, not a good look at anyone.
Half a litre of vodka has
Just happens
become...
to be the amount of drink. You're just making me look like an alcoholic now.
Yeah, you're called half a litre Kieran. Most your friends, are you? Oh, here comes half a litre.
That's just because I'm fat. It's nothing to do with how much I drink.
So the next sketch you wanted to show us, Kieran.
This is my favourite episode from the late Terry Jones. My personal favourite. And this episode is called Spam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that
Unfortunately,
the one that's about spam?
It may be. I think it's in the title, yes.
Okay.
we unfortunately lost Terry Jones earlier this year, and
Yeah.
this is a high point of your career.
What did he?
Well, I don't know
what
if it's
did he
his
die
best.
of?
It's my
Anything-
favourite.
Or did he just die? I don't remember ever
No, I
reading
think
about why.
He has some degenerative sort of dementia,
He is
Alzheimer's.
now deceased, yeah, but he did have dementia.
That is a sad way to go.
Yeah.
And a really great actor, obviously. So let's all sit back and watch Spam by Monty Python. We'll see you in literally 2.5 seconds if I've managed to do this transition correct. Okay, so we've just watched Spam.
Spam, wonderful spam.
Careful, Sean, we might get a copyright strike for that.
Yeah,
one.
and I don't want any Vikings.
That was
to come
pitch
in.
perfect, so careful. All right, Kieran.
Well, the whole. Oh, nearly got to talk about my beer there. Well,
Ooh.
the whole
Ooh.
episode or short scene, sketch, whatever you want to call it,
Sketch, yeah,
was
that is the official word.
absolutely brilliant in my opinion. Just Terry in it is brilliant, and so is Graham, and then you obviously get John Cleese at the end. Eric is also brilliant in it, but yeah, the whole thing itself is just like an incredible episode. And
It's
how
so good.
he is clearly reading off a script when he's looking at the wall, but I could not do it to the way he does. And the fact that it looks seamless, like it doesn't look like they've done any cuts and they're all going through it all. Like maybe there is cuts and I can't see it, but yeah, it's just all brilliant. The whole episode's brilliant.
It's amazing.
And
yeah.
There's not really much to say about it. It's just
Wow.
hilariously short.
Because my favourite bit possibly is the bit right at the start where they come in
Yeah.
suspended on strings.
And you can't see the strings actually until the middle of the episode that you
Yeah,
said.
when John Cleese comes in, you can see this string that goes like straight through his body and like through his hat, and you can see it sort of still attached. They're attached throughout the whole scene, I think.
This is a perfect episode to show like their acting capabilities because two of them are playing women brilliantly. Obviously, you can tell that they're males, but it just shows. I can, but maybe it's because I've watched them too much. Maybe you can't if you're not like
if you didn't know who they were.
Yeah. You could be fooled, yeah. But yeah, this is like a perfect episode to go and show the whole Monty Python cast.
Maybe that's just because of the low video quality.
Yeah.
It's amazing though. Honestly, I think because of the way that this episode is gone of the Henka Boys, I'm going to have to expand the 10 rating system into an 11 rating system. I'm rating this at 11 out of 11.
Well, I'm not going to say that just because two of the main cast in this are deceased. So I'm just going to only give it a 10.
Because of the
don't get pity points off me. Yeah.
Sean?
We're rushing to the ratings quite quickly, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, Sean's not even got asked his opinion on the episode.
I'm not that interested in Sean's opinions.
No one ever is, but you're going to get them anyway.
Okay.
The Vikings singing the Spam song hasn't been touched on at all.
Can you give us a rendition?
Mention the Vikings, but
I already have
a little bit of Spam.
Spam, wonderful spam. Yeah, I love it. I like to look in depth in these sketches and think of the backstory. Vikings, they can't get enough spam. They're in their spam cafe all day. They just can't get enough spam. They made a rowing song about it, and it's just.
I got a question about the scene. Would you say that this episode is filmed in Scandinavia, or the Vikings invading England, or where are the Vikings?
That's a good question.
So I've actually done a bit of research into this, and it's my opinion that the Vikings have found themselves in some kind of time loop. They've sailed into a time loop, and they've sort of teleported to 1969. Where they have ended up in an episode of Monty Python's Flying Circus about spam, which they incidentally loved. The cast of Monty Python didn't actually know that the Vikings were going to be there. It's just sort of a lucky coincidence.
Yeah, it actually does seem like what happened in the Holy Grail, where they just ended up in a time loop.
Yeah. But when Terry Jones tells the Vikings to shut up, it's because it's not in the script.
Yeah.
It's genuinely annoyed that their filming is being disrupted by these marauding heathens who've eaten all the spam, incidentally. So
they had, and obviously not many people remember the spam blight of '69 when it was time.
I don't think there was a blight in '69. I think it was its height in '69.
Of course, the Norse invaders did steal vast shipments of spam from the continent.
They did.
But we digress, as we always do.
I do like a bit of spam as well, so I'd love to go to this.
Yes, Kieran is actually a spam fan. I didn't think they still existed, but apparently...
I wouldn't choose it as my main meal or my main sandwich filler, but if it's there, I will have it.
What is your favourite thing on this menu?
Yeah, I was going to ask, what of the spam-related dishes would you like to actually eat? I think there are spam spam.
That is a very difficult answer, but I definitely think it's the lobster thermidor, courgette, marinade sauce served in provençale, manna and shallots, aubergine garnish with truffle pâté brandy served with a fried egg on top of spam. That is definitely my favourite thing on top of that menu.
I think I'd go for spam, baked beans and spam myself.
Unfortunately, they are out of baked beans.
They are, yeah. I mean, in that case, I'd have to go for spam, and spam. But that's fine.
So, should be like spam.
Before we forget, my rating, of course.
Oh yeah.
As we watched, your rating doesn't matter.
Get to the point already, sure.
Unless, of course. Actually. I think I'd just have egg and spam. Keep it simple. Egg and spam.
Parmesan is just no meal, isn't it?
There's not a lot of
like
spam in egg and spam.
instead of the egg on toast, you've got egg on spam. I think the
Yeah, that
spam
would
makes
probably
a
be pretty
good
good, but you could also just have
nice
egg on spam on toast.
egg on spam on toast. I don't think that is offered as
you could have
I don't
spam,
even think
egg and
toast
spam on
is.
toast.
Anyway, let's get on with this.
Yo, they talking about spam.
I'm going to give it a 10 because it's better than the last one I gave a 9.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Simple as
This is a
that.
good
But
episode.
I enjoyed this so much.
Yes.
You just got to keep it simple and be completely absurd, but act normal about it, which is basically what Monty Python does in every sketch. They're acting normal in an insane situation. But I think this one's really simple and it just sums up everything about Python so well, so quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's brilliant. And would you say that Monty Python has been a leading inspiration for creating the Henka Boys?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Completely different genres, really.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think this has been pretty much it for the first ever Henka Boys Movie Night. I don't think there's anything else to cover, is there?
Apart from our naked bodies, no, I don't think we have anything left to cover.
Wait, you're naked?
No.
Yes, I'm naked. Are you?
Oh, yes, we always record naked.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm naked.
Yes, we were all in the nip.
Yeah. And Kieran, do you have anything you'd like to say as the closing sort of statement?
Well, since this will be my last time ever on the show, it's been
Oh,
a
don't
pleasure.
say that. It's possible we'll invite you back.
I mean,
Oh,
probably
okay.
not, but we'll talk about that after.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure. It's been fun. I wish it would be like a couple hours longer because I have a few more episodes I could tell you about if you wanted me to.
Well, we might make a sequel at some point.
Oh, right, okay.
But we're definitely going to have more movie nights. And if we absolutely can't find any other guests, we may ask you again.
Just remember where I am.
Yes.
Yes, we remember. We remember.
I am at this Twitter address.
Yep. Hopefully, we'll never have to ask you back again. But possibly, we will have to. Sean,
We'll have to.
Where can people contact us if they absolutely must?
If they absolutely must, you can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook. You could even find us on YouTube, which is
on YouTube?
an up-and-coming platform. I don't know if any of you
that's right, Kieran,
have heard of it. But you can find us on there. You can chat to us on any of these mediums of social interaction.
I only use Steam. Are you on Steam?
We're not on Steam.
No.
Ignore Kieran.
God damn it.
Please contact us. We'd love to have some of you on as a guest. As you can see, our quality of guest is low right now, and we like if you think you can do a better job than
only because I'm depressed.
If you can find a Valorant closed beta key, please send it to us through.
Yes,
Twitter.
we would love that.
Why? What's that?
No, we've probably got one by the time this airs.
I definitely have. I've not spent the past 12 hours playing it.
He hasn't. No.
Yeah.
He definitely hasn't. He spent it drinking and preparing for this episode.
Well, who says they can't be in correlation?
Indeed, who says they can't be in correlation?
I don't know if that's the correct word, but I'm going to stop
probably
speaking
not.
now.
Yes, it would be wise. Like you're prolonging this exit far more than anyone ever
actually I'm
dreamt
just going to cut it
necessary.
here and just say goodbye, everyone. Goodbye from me, James. Goodbye from Sean.
It's me, Sean.
And goodbye from our guest, Kieran.
Goodbye.
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 Oh, yeah. Don't put that on.